Hey, what's going on, traders? This is the watch list video for Thursday. Wait a minute, December 1st. Wow. All right, December's here. Um, Big pop in the market today. Jerome Powell was speaking, and I guess he said all the right things. And I don't have the 200 day on this chart, but it basically, follow my cursor here. It comes down like this, like this, like this, and actually right about here. So we actually ripped up through and closed above the 200 day for the first time in a long time for the overall, for the SPY, the overall market. So anything can happen, but we feel pretty bullish here, right? It was also one of those days. I knew Powell was going to speak, and so before Powell started talking, you just had this, right? So not a lot of trading opportunities. Again, I don't trade the SPY, but everything most things move with the SPY. So I had not a lot of trading opportunities, and then Powell speaks, and it does this, and at no point did it not feel like chasing. It just, unbelievable. And so it was one of those days where your neighbors know you're a day trader, and they're probably, yeah, hey, the Dow's up 737 points. I bet Mike killed it today, and I really only had a couple trades, and I kind of sat with a dumb look on my face and didn't really find my way into anything. The things that were going to move moved immediately, right? And the things that I was watching for setups, if they didn't move immediately, well, then they're still set up, but they're also they have relative weakness to the market. So it's one of those days where I kind of feel like an idiot, even though I had a decent morning. But when you watch the market do that, you always kind of feel a little bit dumb. Surprise, surprise, I'm going to give a hat tip to Kevin P. GRND. I'll take today's candle out of it. I had this on Bounce Watch. If you watch my videos, right, I had it on Bounce Watch like starting this day and just Bounce Watch every day and no trades in it, right? Well, today it finally gave a setup. 5-minute candles. If you're wondering what the setup was, they put in an early high right here at 655, came back down, but didn't take out the lows, which is the first sign of strength in this thing at all. So Kevin P's idea was back through 650, another half number inflection point. If you don't know what those are, we have a link down below to our free webinars. We have 2 free webinars on whole number and half number inflection points. So Kevin P's idea was back through 650. I should have screenshotted his call. I didn't, but with the earlier high 655, good chance this could get some short coverage. That's exactly what happened. I'll slide this over. Again, I should have a screenshot of his post in chat, but I didn't. So I got long at 650. I actually got filled right at 650 and sold the bulk of my shares over 7. There were other scale outs, and when it came back down, I hit out the rest flat, and it ended up going a little bit higher. But you can see what I made, $877. This isn't, you see a lot of amazing, huge numbers posted on Twitter. I posted my gains there because I thought it was kind of instructive that I've had GRND on Bounce Watch all these days in a row, and it never cost me anything, but I also never traded it. So people might think, well, why is this idiot keep watching it? It gave me $877 today, and that's not a huge gain. I actually thought when we went up and broke through 7, I actually thought this one could go to 8 or 9 pretty quickly because it was so oversold, right? And it's kind of a lower float. I thought we'd have this massive squeeze, and we really didn't. But this video could have just as easily been me showing you $6,000 or $7,000 in GRND if it had played out like I thought. Anyway, didn't cost me anything to have that ugly chart on watch so many days in a row, and I actually made a few bucks in it today. So nice heads up by Kevin P. All right, let me just go into the watch list. Let me slide this over real quick, and I'm going to try to keep these videos a little shorter. I think I rambled too much. You can pause the video and read that. None of these, I'll give you the shorthand. None of these are investment advice. I'm a day trader. I do not hold overnight. So all these are meant to be stuff that may give us a trade tomorrow, right, on an intraday basis. And we teach A-plus setups intraday. All right, so AT&T, recent IPO is finally showing some strength. Big volume for this stock. Certainly going to watch that one tomorrow. We're pretty close now. If we take out today's high, let me give you some numbers real quick. If we take out today's high over 1580, then we might make a move to this 1705 and maybe hit new recent highs. So it's worth having on watch. XPEV is a Chinese EV maker, had a big breakout today. You probably know all the symbols, NEO, LI, and I'm sure there's others. They all look similar, but this is a pretty handsome chart to watch for the next several days now, because you had a long base here and big volume and big breakout. And I believe they had earnings. So this one is certainly worth watching, for several days going forward, even if you're like me looking for day trades in it. WDAY had earnings, gapped up, broke some trend lines, closed at the high, certainly worth watching. BYND, not that pretty, but there's a lot of shorts in this name. So I wanted to put one stock that pushed higher today, had decent support below. Excuse me, it's got a lot of shorts in it, right? So I put that one on watch. WOOF, which is Petco, nice little mini breakout today, closing pretty strong. W, which is Wayfair, nice little mini breakout today. We're going to watch that for a follow-through day. GRND, talked about this one. We finally got a green day in it. Biggest volume since it started. And I mean, think about this. This thing went from 16 to 71 and didn't put in the kind of volume it put in today. So the bounce that it had today may continue tomorrow, so it goes on watch. KTRA has already been running for 2 days, but it moves pretty nice. Had decent news recently and topped out at the whole number 7. That's the reason it's on watch. We may get a setup where we break through 7 tomorrow, and if it meets our parameters, that might be a trade. TOPS closing well off its highs. This thing's a crazy stock. It had a really nice intraday move, but settled way off its high. So I'm going to keep an eye on it, but don't love it because a lot of people are underwater in it now that do try to hold overnight. CGTX, look at this. Late day run. Here's 5-minute candles. Did most of this move in the last 10 minutes. Maybe that thing continues tomorrow. Topped out right around the half there at 351 too. So we're going to watch that. And then lastly, I've got COSM, which is a penny stock. Gapped up, put in a red day yesterday, and then another red day today. And it kind of did that 2 days in a row here. And then, so I am putting this on bounce watch. A lot of traders watching it. Now we've got a couple red days. So it's a good time to watch it for a potential bounce. You'd think my list would be bigger. But what happened today is everything almost moved in tandem. And so a lot of stocks, a lot of intraday charts look the same. So it's hard to find some standouts. So I'm just going with stuff I've been watching recently. And we'll add gappers to the list as we always do in the pre-market. And hopefully find some news plays as well. All right, I'm done babbling. We'll see you guys in the chat room in the morning.